What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Official, I guess, trailer number one, right? The other one was more of like a teaser thing. It was freaking awesome. So what I want to do is basically just talk about my general excitement for this movie. I don't want to do too much speculation. I don't want to do too much theories or anything like that. I've kept up like here and there. I've seen a bunch of like the rumors of cameos and whatnot, but generally I've been pretty out of it, and that's kind of part of what I want to talk about. I'm pretty happy about that because I've largely, and I honestly feel like a lot of people, I think that's kind of what makes this movie special. I think a lot of people have checked out of the MCU, and I don't think that's unfair. I don't think you're like an evil or like awful, a taste of a person, if you still watch the MCU. I don't really care, right? I mean, you know me, like I'm primarily into games. I've kind of sacrificed the movie portion of my soul and just gone the gaming route, but I'll still watch movies here and there. Largely, I've checked out. So much of it, in my opinion, has not been good. I'm not interested in most of what they're doing, whether it's TV shows or movies. But this, I mean, yes, they get me with the nostalgia of Hugh Jackman with Wolverine. They get me with, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. But the thing just looks fun. And I mean, there can be bad fun, and I saw people talking about on Twitter today, actually, there was one post specifically where they were saying this is either going to be like the greatest thing we've ever seen, or it's going to be like Thor, Love and Thunder. And I think that's actually pretty fair, because if you mess this up, it would be one of, if not the biggest mess-ups of your life, right? Like, it would be unbelievably disappointing or bad or whatever, you know what I mean? And by the way, yeah, I hated the last Thor movie, so yeah, it would probably be more in that department. If you nail it, if you have fun with it, if you have some sort of emotion and some sort of a coherent storytelling, and to be honest with you, I don't even need it to be all that connected, and I guess it kind of is, right? But it doesn't really even need to be all that connected to anything else that Marvel is doing. This could be the most one-off of one-off movies, and I feel like it would be fun. I remember seeing somewhere that one of the original like pitches for Deadpool 3, right? Wasn't it like a Santa Claus kind of like rescue like movie, which is so ridiculous, but again, I kind of appreciate that, and I hope, although this is nothing like that, I hope that it can maybe kind of retain that same energy where, like, I'm not saying don't take yourself seriously, because in some regard you have to take yourself seriously, but you don't have to make it just, entry number 502 out of the, 600 entries of the MCU. It can really be its own defined thing, and I think that's how it might work. And I think that's how it would be maybe successful. But seeing these two again, I mean, seeing them interact, and I would want to say interacting for the first time. I know it's technically not, but if we just kind of ignore the first time, then it technically is the first time, right? It just looks fun. Like, the action looks there. It doesn't look like they're sacrificing anything with the Disney, just idea of it. And that's a big, worry. I want complete freedom here. I want the jokes to be able to do whatever they want. I want the blood and the action, all that stuff to do whatever it wants. And again, I mean, specifically on this trailer, I think we get all that. There's plenty of jokes. There's plenty of, I guess, edgy in the sense of, I mean, this is rated R, right? Like, it's not going to be a PG-13 thing. You get the jokes. I chuckled a few times. Like, I had fun. And I laughed a few times at the jokes, but I think I just enjoyed the trailer. Does that make sense? Like, there's some just fun elements, I would say, of the trailer itself, whether it's just seeing Hugh Jackman. Like that, Logan is such an amazing movie, and, I mean, there is a risk with doing this. There is. And I'm a little, I guess, concerned just in the fact that I hope they don't joke too much about it, because I'm sure, like, you look at the teaser yesterday, or whenever it was, and Deadpool or Ryan Reynolds or whatever you want to say, right? Like, he is referencing, like, you're going to make a lot of people sad and all that stuff, right? And, like, they're leaning into it for comedy. I would say you got to be a little careful, and I do think you have to be a little careful, but, again, I think the fun of just having these two go at it, and I'll say this, honestly, I'm so disconnected from it all at this, maybe it's just because I'm older or whatever, as I get older, right, and I become more disconnected. Even that part of it is not the biggest deal in the world for someone like me. Logan will always be Logan, and his stretch of, the X-Men movies and Wolverine movies, like, those will always be there. Does that make sense? And I'm not saying, like, that's okay to, like, destroy a timeline or destroy lore, things like, because I'm pretty, like, lore heavy, and I want people to be respectful of lore. But in general, Logan's always going to exist. Like, if you mess with stuff or if you take away from the emotional impact of that, which is possible. Do I think that's the goal? I really hope it's not the goal, right? But even if you were to do that, I feel like that'll always stand on its own. You can never take the emotion of watching Logan away from me. You know, I still remember watching it for the first time. Like, you can't do that, right? And this can still be its own kind of fun thing of this buddy. Well, they're not, like, sometimes they might be buddies. Sometimes they might not be, right? I think it can still stand on its own and be a real fun time. So that's what I'm looking for. Make me laugh. Have, you know, if you're going to have at least a coherent story, if it's going to be emotional, have it be emotional. If it's going to be just all comedy, I guess just have it be all comedy. Have the action be cool. Give me some nostalgia-like things with this. Let me see Hugh Jackman probably one last time. I mean, I guess we thought we said that once before, right? And maybe this isn't the last time we see him. Maybe it is. But I'm really excited for it. And I think a lot of those things I probably would have told you like a couple weeks ago, but seeing it, I think it further, I don't know, like they could have messed up the trailer. The trailer doesn't go against anything that I just said. Does that make sense? Like, that was my hope from the beginning of what this movie could accomplish. The trailer didn't change that. The trailer kind of enforced it or reinforced it, where it's like, okay, have your fun, have this be a blast, and I'm really excited to see. I haven't gone to and it's not that there hasn't been good movies. Again, I'm kind of just checked out. I haven't been to the movie theater in almost, probably like 10 months. It's been like 10 months since I've gone. I think this will be the first one or maybe second one because I want to see Furiosa. Like, I don't go that often. I just want to have a fun time, you know, when I do go. And I think that it could be like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.